How can I get rid of my sway back and my mommy tummy after having a baby? Hi, welcome to our Ed Talks, little snippets of education to help you heal and feel empowered. I'm Justine Calderwood, pelvic floor physical therapist and certified birth healing practitioner. Let's talk about your posture. If you are worried about having that sway back, that arch in your back, and having all of this kind of mommy tummy still after having your baby, even if it's been a while ago, I want to talk to you first about your posture. Why would we care about your posture? It's going to affect your appearance, okay? It's also going to affect how your organs can function inside of your body. So, not only your lungs, which kind of get jammed up during pregnancy, but also your heart. Having better posture can help with that. And also your pelvic organs. So, if you currently have any issues with your bladder or your bowels, or you're concerned about diastasis recti and healing from that, if you've had a baby and you're just really worried about how you look, I want to give you some tips today on how you can reverse this and help yourself feel more confident in your body, confident in your appearance, as well as helping your body work more efficiently and so you can feel great and be active. So during pregnancy, if you think about as your belly, as baby grows, it's going to pull you forward, okay? And it's going to really lengthen out the front wall of your abdomen, and that's going to cause some strain into your lower back, most likely. So you might have had your baby and you're still wondering, how can I reverse this? Maybe you are experiencing some low back discomfort or hip pain, SI joint pain. It might have even worked its way all the way up into your head and given you some headaches or migraines. So this is an important topic so that you can reverse that. So a lot of people are more aware of their posture, for instance, when they're standing or when they're sitting. If you're moving around, if you're running or you're exercising, you're walking, you're probably not that worried about your posture, but it's probably more top of mind when you're sitting or standing. So today I want to give you some tips specifically for that, and it goes beyond just standing up straight, sitting up straight. I hear that from a lot of my patients where they say, I'm trying to work on better posture, and I'm trying to stand up straight. And for one, that's hard to do. Okay, if your body is tight, and it's going to cause some of that strain. It's going to be hard to maintain that position. Plus, honestly, it's not a position I want you to maintain, because when we just kind of stand up straight, a lot of times what happens is you may be blocking out your knees, okay, and that's going to push your hips forward. It's going to cause, contribute somewhat to that lower back arching, that sway back. Plus, if you're just kind of standing up straight, you start to get some rib thrusting here. So this really isn't a good alignment anyway. Plus, it's not a realistic posture or position to try to maintain for a long period of time. So I want to give you some better tips today on how you can practice this at home and get started. Okay, let's get started. So what I want you to do is find some wall space that you can use, because the wall is going to give you some really good feedback on what I'm about to teach you. It's going to be kind of like your own little personal trainer at home. So find some free space on a wall. In a pinch, if you have just the back of a door, would work as well. So what I'm going to have you do is stand close to the wall with your heels about 1 to 2 inches away from the wall. And I want you to be about hip width apart. So if you were to come in the front of your hips here, I just want your feet to be hip width apart. And you're going to be like leaning back against the wall. So we're going to get this set up from the feet all the way up to the head. And again, we're going to use this wall as kind of our own little personal trainer. It's going to give you some feedback on whether you're doing this correctly. So what I'm going to do with my feet hip width apart, I'm going to just plant them down, and my knees are going to be slightly bent. They're just unlocked. I'm not bending them like I'm trying to squat, but they're not locked out. So I have a slight bend in my knees. I want the sacrum on the wall. So if you think about like the top of your butt, okay, you want that on the wall. And you can go ahead and look straight ahead once you get here. You want to have your shoulder blades on the wall and the back of your head. Now your low back, you're going to have a slight natural curve in your low back, so it's not going to be touching the wall, okay? That would require a little bit more of a pelvic tilt than I want you to be in. So once we get there, knees unlocked, pelvis is now hopefully in a neutral position, And if I have my head on the wall and the shoulders on the wall, now this pelvis and the rib cage should be stacked up. So I don't want any of that rib thrusting here or arching in the back. Okay. Now take your hands and just place them down, maybe a couple feet away from your hips, palms facing forward. And I just want you to place or push, and I just want you to gently push the back of your hands, elbows, and shoulders into the wall. It's almost like you're trying to push yourself away from the wall, but you're going to stay there. So just a slight amount of tension. From there, I just want you to grow through, whoops, I want you to grow through the top of your head, almost like you have a string pulling you nice and long. Okay. From here, I just want you to do a little bit of breath work. This is the foundation for a nice, strong core, as well as awareness in your body. So with that, this is just kind of a bonus. I'm going to have you think about your rib cage being able to expand all the way around. So outward as well as front and back as you inhale. Now I'm going to put my hands right here at my rib cage, and you can do the same. And exhale out through your mouth. So as you inhale through your nose, see if you can get a little bit of movement in your rib cage, and exhale out. Okay, so you can practice that in this nice, good alignment. This can be an exercise all on its own. It's going to help you not only build strength, breathe better. It's going to give your body some awareness on where it needs to be so that it's actually more balanced in more of a neutral position. Okay, so give that a try. And we're going to then do this in sitting. Next, we're going to try this in sitting, because again, a lot of people are more concerned when they're either standing or sitting. So with this, if you have a yoga block, I'm going to have you grab that. If you don't have a yoga block, don't worry. Just take a folded up towel, blanket, or even a small pillow. And we're going to use the wall again. I'm going to take my yoga block and I'm going to place it up against the wall, and I'm going to sit on top of it. I'll show you two different ways here. You can either go cross-legged here, or if you don't have the mobility in your hips, this is too much for you, then you can go legs out straight like that. Since I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and do this position. The yoga block will help if you have any tightness in your hips to kind of lift them up. So from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my feet, again, hip width apart. So I don't want them too wide out. I want them just right in line with my hips. And we want the toes pointing up towards your head. So we call that ankles dorsiflexion. Okay, so I suggest we do that so that we can activate more of the deeper core, the pelvic floor. From there, we want the sacrum up against the wall again. So kind of think of the top of your buttocks. And shoulder blades and back of the head are also on the wall. Again, this wall is going to give you a little bit of feedback. And just gaze across the room. From here, you can take your hands and you're going to actually place them on the top of your thighs so that fingers pointing inward, and you're going to press down with the heel of your hand onto the top of your thighs, almost like you're trying to grow taller and push up and allow your spine, everything to kind of lengthen out. So with this, I just have my fingers up and I'm just pressing with the heel of my hand. From there, we can go into that breath that we learned earlier. So just inhaling through your nose and exhaling out through the mouth. So you can see here, just take note how this is all lined up now. Okay, the small of my back, I still have a little curvature back there, a natural curve, but you can see how my pelvis is here. My rib cage is stacked up. It's not lengthened out like in that rib thrusting position. Okay, so again, just practicing inhaling in through the nose and out through the mouth. And with this, I'm still trying to maintain that lengthening through the top of my head. Okay. So again, you could do this even cross-legged. What that would look like is crossing the legs. Both of my feet are on the floor, so I don't have them stacked. They're both on the floor. And I would suggest going into that ankles dorsiflexed. Okay, just bringing the top of your feet to the top of your thighs. And now I can still have my hands here, and I'm touching my sacrum, my shoulders or my shoulder blades, the back of my head, and I'm just pressing down through my hands and working on that breath work. So this is good practice to work on your posture, to start to build some strength and awareness in your body. So this is a great way to start to work on your posture, to get some of that strength and awareness back. I recommend just practice, maybe set aside 5 minutes once or twice a day to start with this, okay? It doesn't have to be all done at once, but take steps today to take care of your health. If you are looking for more information, you want to maybe have a little bit more guidance with this, because this is the very basics. I would love to talk to you and possibly guide you through a little bit more with this. There's two ways to work with me. You can head to my website, healingspotpt.com, fill out an inquiry form asking about our services. So one way to work with me would be to work with me one-on-one, where I can make a customized plan for you and really guide you through the steps that it would take to reach the goals that you're looking to reach. The other way would be join me for my Fit to Be fitness classes that I teach via Zoom. This is a foundation of what I do. It's called low pressure fitness, and it's all about the posture and the breath work and building that strength and coordination, so that you can live life and be as active as you want to be. You can also fill out the inquiry form on the website, again, healingspotpt.com. A member of my team would be happy to talk to you about the options and get any questions answered that you have, so that you can make the right choice for you moving forward. Thank you so much for watching this Ed Talk. I will see you on the next one.